Welcome back, beautiful people, to your favorite podcast in the whole world, Dojo Talks. This is episode 4. That's right. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more episode, we got a whole hand. But I couldn't. I'm sorry, I was going to release an episode on Tuesday, of this week, because I'm recording this Thursday and hoping to upload it later tonight, Thursday. So this is Thursday, February 20th. But I was hoping to record one on previous Tuesday, but sometimes life happens and you just gotta take care of schoolwork and all that good stuff. But I'm here now. I am here now. I got energy. I'm feeling great right now. Life's been doing real well. Penn State basketball doing great. Lost to Illinois, but we're not going to talk about that because we're still best team in the Big Ten. Probably will drop out of the top 10, but sometimes Penn State, we just need that chip on our shoulder. We can't, it's like a kid or like a puppy. Like, you love that puppy, right? And you wanna care for that puppy and all that stuff. But sometimes the puppy's gonna screw up, and you just need to realize that you can't always have perfect expectations for puppies, because they're still gonna smell, they're still gonna poop on the carpet, they're still gonna do all that stuff. So, things happen. That's okay. We still love the puppy. Like, the puppy's part of the family. Penn State, always part of the family. It's blood, But you just can't have too high expectations, because then you get comfortable. And if we're comfortable with the puppy, and then we're just like, you know what, we'll leave him out of the cage for the day. And when you leave him out of the cage for the day, he screws up. But it's okay. It's okay. We're used to it as Penn State fans. But it's all good, man. I love it. I love how Penn State's doing. So yeah, Penn State basketball is doing well. I'll talk a little bit about that, just because college basketball is like wild right now. You know what? Before I get into all this sports talk, I don't know what that sound is, so I don't know what that is. Hopefully it goes away. I think maybe it's my Mac or the AC unit. Again, sorry for that sound. Again, college dorm room, can't really do much about sound resistance or anything. I want to give a shout out though before I get into anything. The Clouser Group. It's where I work. Best place to work. My boss, Ralph, called me up, said, hey, man, really proud. You're doing great things with the podcast. And he did not tell me to shout him out. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But I'm shouting him out right now. Shout out Ralph Clouser, Clouser Group. Shout out PJ, Kate, just everyone there. I don't want to name everybody because it's just a whole army of people. But they're all so great. They do great things for me. And they're worthy of a shout out. Also, I have a different logo, so this kind of touches. Sorry, I'll talk about this and then we'll get into the episode. But I'll touch base on this. So it kind of starts with how I got with the whole dojo thing. It was basically just where I was working. We were just I was about to go off to college, and my boss PJ, he was like, "Hey, Toby, you did like such a great job, and you're gonna leave, and like I want to get you a gift." And he's like, what do you want, like, for your dorm room? And then once he told me that, I was like, can you give me a chance to think? And then that whole, like, I instantly got a snap of a finger. The thought came to me. And I was like, Dojo. I want to name my college room, like, dorm room. I want to call it Dojo. And I know I touched base on this on the first episode, but not everybody listened to the first episode. But, yeah, so I was like, Dojo. And they made a sign. And I have it outside my dorm room right now. It's the coolest thing ever that they made for me. They didn't have to do that. They shipped it to me too. They didn't have to do any of that. They're just the nicest people in the whole world. So, with that being said, shout out to the Clouser Group. Shout out Ralph. Shout out PJ. Shout out Kate. Kate, your birthday was yesterday, and I'm sorry. I forgot about it. But I'm going to text you after this episode. So if you're listening, then you know that I thought about you for your birthday. So there you go. Okay. Now, let's talk sports. Let's talk sports for a little bit, man. First thing I do want to talk about, NBA All-Star Weekend. First off, can we just get a quick clap for the NBA? One clap. That's all we need. We don't need to be excessive here. NBA All-Star Weekend, huge success. Usually when I think of NBA All-Star Weekend, I just get really excited because I'm like, oh yeah, dunk contest, like it's gonna be so cool. I don't get excited for the Rising Stars. I don't get excited for the skills competition has been kind of cool. I think it's slept on. 3-point competition is like, like just shooting threes, and all that good stuff. But the dunk contest is always, I think, like, it's like the past like few years. I mean, Aaron Gordon, you got Zach LaVine, like that's probably the best one of all time. But like, if you kind of like take that one out of it, like, it's been kind of underwhelming. But it's just one of those things you're just like, I just have to watch to see how it is, and it usually disappoints, but it did not disappoint this year. So first, let's talk about the skills competition. Shout out Bam. Shout out Bam Adebayo, man. Bam, my man. I didn't really watch most of it, to be quite honest with you, but I am proud of my man Bam of the Miami Heat. You know how much I love the Miami Heat. So congrats to Bam and all that good stuff. So that was cool. Also, the 3-point competition, I did watch that. That's when I started watching. That was pretty, it was cool. D-Book and Buddy Hield. Like, D-Book had the lead and Buddy, like, beat him, like, on the last shot. Like, that's awesome. Like, that's entertaining. Like, it didn't get me off my seat. But, I was like, that's pretty cool. The dunk contest, wow. First things first, that was very entertaining. Second, people got very, very offended. Like, almost like they cared too much. I mean, at the end of the day, like, obviously, I'm going to say this straight up. I'm a Heat fan. But I do want to say Aaron Gordon obviously won that. Now, don't get me wrong. DJJ, Derrick Jones Jr., DJJ, was definitely a worthy competitor. He had some great dunks. I don't think I don't know if anybody is disputing that, but I think like people are still like sleeping on the idea that like it wasn't just a walk in the park per se as for Aaron Gordon. Obviously, I think he got all 50s on all of his dunks though. Because I mean, like, if you look at the Taco Fall dunk that like lost him it, like, that dude's like 7'1", 1,000. Like, he's just so tall. This man is so tall, and maybe he didn't technically clear him. Who's really gonna clear a man that's like 7'6"? Like, come on now. I don't know. And then there was a conspiracy with the judges. I don't know. We shouldn't do that. I saw one take on Twitter, or someone had it. I don't know who said it, but I didn't say it. But somebody was like, the dunk contest should only be judges of those who have actually won the dunk contest. And I stamp my approval on that. 100%. I'm sorry, my nose is like a little stuffy all of a sudden, and I'm kind of dealing with that. But I 100% put my Toby Prime Dojo Talks podcast seal of approval on that idea that only winners of the dunk contest should be judges. Because then we'd have no collusion and all that, and people, like, know what a good dunk is. I mean, it's cool, like, Dwayne Wade and all that stuff, and they had Black Panther, like, I'm sorry, Chad Bunwith, I don't know. I don't know his name, I'm sorry, but, like, that's cool and all. Like, they're all cool, like, don't get me wrong, but, like, I don't know, man. Like, make it, like, actual winners. Like, that'd be cool. Like, you have Jordan and, like, Wilkins, and maybe, like, even Aaron Gordon as a judge, like, all this stuff. Like, they know, like, what a good dunk is because they, won a dunk contest before. I don't know. Food for thought for you guys to think about. But I think overall that night was successful because at the end of the day, when you hold an event like that, like, you want people to talk about it. You want the media to be all about it. And the media was all over it. So and Twitter was all over it. So that's a W for the NBA. Like, NBA, they don't care who wins and all that stuff. They just want to bring in the money. And, at the end, like we talked about this on the first episode, NBA's a business. And, well, they got their bread on that night. Another thing, the actual, first, before we get into that, the Rising Stars game. Obviously it wasn't really, like, much defense and all that stuff, but then it just turned into a dunk contest. Like, that was cool. Like, everyone wants to see, like, Zion dunk and, like, all that stuff. That was cool. But, oh my gosh, the actual NBA All-Star game, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Well, maybe 9.8, 9.75 out of 10. And I say that because it ended on a free throw. That was really the only reason why. But that was so cool. Like, that was so cool. I had one of my friends and my roommate, and so like two of my friends in my dorm room, we were watching it, and my roommate is not at all a fan of like NBA. Like he enjoys basketball, but he's not an active fan. Even he was like standing up, like, oh my gosh, like this is so entertaining. Like, and if you can make someone who's not particularly into the NBA make you watch an All-Star game, I don't know. That's correct. And like be intrigued with an All-Star game, because like all All-Star, like all for NFL, MLB, like, and even the NBA, like it was just tough to like, nobody like wanted to try that hard because they didn't want to get hurt. But like it turned into like a backyard, like, all right, like you got your 5, I got my 5, we're gonna run it, because they didn't make any substitutions, they just ran it, bro. I don't know, that was super entertaining. Big props to the NBA, big props to Team LeBron for raising so much money too for charities, and Team Giannis too. They donate an extra 100 grand. That's just so cool, and that whole premise of it, that's awesome for the NBA. Like, big props for the NBA with that. That's awesome. But yeah, just a big dub for the NBA this past weekend. And I know, I think games started back up today, so now we got playoff push mode for all teams, and I'll probably talk about that on Tuesday, so I can let some games go on about who I think is going to make an extra push or not. But yeah, that was awesome. Big fan. Okay, let's switch gears. Enough about NBA. Let's talk about baseball. Obviously, the biggest story in baseball right now is the Houston Astros. And I don't want to, like, hammer a nail down into, like, all the details, everything that happened. Everybody knows what happened. If you don't know what happened, then you have to be living under a rock. Like, you just have to be. But I guess I'll just brush on it. They were just caught cheating, like, using buzzers and, like, banging trash cans, like, calling signs for I know, definitely 2017 season. But like a few seasons is basically the whole premise. But obviously they cheated is the bottom line. They just outright cheated. I don't think people realize. Well, I actually didn't realize this because I'm not really big into baseball. But like sign stealing is a thing. That's like what the person on second base is for. Their job is to try to call out the signs that the catcher does and try to relay it. And like that's just part of baseball. Like who like wouldn't do that? Like you have a second baseman player there, he can see the calls or whatever, blah blah blah. Like you just would expect that. But like Astros just use like whole like mathematical like buzzers and like, I'm sorry for the email right there. That was my beat. But you gotta be kidding me. Like they obviously cheated. There's no way. And I saw their little apology thing. There's just a bunch of bull crap. Honestly, it's just like a sorry you guys called us cheating sort of thing. Like, I don't know, man. I don't trust any of those people there. I hope they get booed the crap out of. Because that's what I love about baseball is that baseball fans don't give a single crap about like any team, especially rivals. They'll boo the heck out of them. It doesn't matter. And I just can't wait to just watch ESPN in like the middle of the night come summer and just hear all the boos that like Astros players are getting. They deserve it. But all they got as a punishment was their general manager and manager were like they weren't allowed to coach whatever, but then they eventually got fired, so they're gone. They had like first and second round picks for like the next 2 years, I guess, got taken away, and a $5 million fine. That's it. And it's all because of player immunity, where all the players just told everything and like anything and everything to the MLB about the whole scandal. But you gotta be kidding me. I mean, you've already seen, like, again, I didn't really want to talk about this because a lot of people have already talked about it, but you gotta be kidding me if you're at all on the Astros side, like at all. I just don't get it. I don't know. I really don't get it. You see, and then of course you see like LeBron sounding off. A lot of baseball players like Cody Bellinger and Aaron Judge, which poor Aaron Judge, man, he got ripped of a MVP from Jose Altuve. And I saw a mix up, like they showed side by side numbers of the MVP season that Jose Altuve had and then Aaron Judge's season, and holy crap, dude! Like Judge should have won it, and Altuve cheated for those numbers too. Oh, and then the whole thing with Altuve, like, don't rip off my jersey. Are you kidding me, man? Like, literally anybody would be like, nah, take my jersey off. Like, I just hit off Chapman of the Yankees to send my team to the World Series, man. Like, you got to be kidding me. It makes no sense. The Astros should just, like, none of them should be allowed to play, like, this season. And then I was like, last week I watched some YouTube videos about it, and oh my gosh, they like literally have like any game from that season, you could just hear the trash can bumps and just everything. And there was a pitcher especially who like knew that they like knew the signs because he could hear the trash cans too. It's just bonkers, man. It's really bonkers. And I know the MLB can't do anything now because of the immunity, and it's just part of the clause. But the MLB, they screwed up. They should have sent a message, because now it just looks bad for the whole organization that a whole team cheated for a couple seasons, and who knows how long they cheated, really. And they were able to win a championship, and they're able to keep that and all that stuff. And I don't want to take away from the fact that the Astros, they were still a very good team. Like, they had great players on that team. But, like, come on. Like, I don't know, man. It's just super, super crappy. I texted my buddy Cam. He's a baseball player at Pitt, and I just wanted to know, like, because he's a big baseball fan. I just want to know his thoughts. And besides just how stupid it was, he also talked about Pete Rose and how he should be in the MLB Hall of Fame, because literally all Pete Rose did was he bet on games, but he bet like on himself. So and he's like not allowed in the Hall of Fame. I 100% agree with him. Again, I don't want to talk too much about the Astros. That's all I want to say. I just want to say it was stupid. And they didn't even need to do it. They had a good team already. Didn't make any sense. They were caught in the act, and their little apology just made it even worse. That's all I want to say. Couple more things. I saw a little news thing that happened last week. I saw Myles Garrett came back again and said Mason Rudolph called him a racial slur. Dude, are you kidding me? Like, my stepdad said, person working at ESPN, whatever, or he was hearing it on ESPN, whatever, like, they have booms, like the microphones there, that you can even hear a lineman fart. You can hear a lineman fart on the sidelines. But you can't hear Mason Rudolph say a racial slur. Like, they already did this whole investigation. Just shut up, man. You got angry and you wanted to just nail him. You got him in the head. You won. Honestly, I'm kind of happy that you did that. But the fact that you're just bringing up this bullcrap thing about the racial slur thing, like, come on, dude. Like, just drop it. You're back in the NFL. It's all cool now. Just stop that. I'm really glad to see Mike Tomlin also stick up for his boys. And you rarely ever see Mike Tomlin in the media, like, yelling all that stuff. One of the greatest coaches in the NFL, by the way. He's really just, nobody respects him enough. That dude has never had a losing season while being a coach in the NFL. Are you kidding me? Like, what? His worst season is 8-8. How many other coaches can you say that for? Like, put some respect on Mike Tomlin's name is all I'm trying to say. But I'm glad to see that he went out, and he rarely ever comes out and has these, like, I don't want to call it a public outburst, but he has these public talks regarding the team. So I'm just happy to see that happened. Good to see that Mike Tomlin is still, doing it for the boys. I also just want to touch on my teams. Penguins are doing great. They're number one in the Metropolitan Division last time I saw, which I would have never expected with the injuries that we had this year. Kudos to them. Sidney Crosby, I think if he gets one more ring, you got to stop saying that Gretzky's the GOAT. Like, Crosby is the man. Really is the man. Steelers, I want to talk about the Steelers just because Antonio Brown seems to be back. I don't know if he's back or not. He goes like on these social media tangents where he's like, I'm really sorry for my actions, and then it's like he's playing badminton, and then he hits the birdie on the other side of the net, and then he just goes on and says like, oh, screw the NFL, they don't care about me, blah 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 blah. So like he's like playing badminton between nice AB, like the devil and the angel on his shoulder are just going back and forth, and he's just saying whatever they're saying as like a persuasive thing. I don't know what's going on with AB. I know he's posting a lot of videos and pictures of him with the Steelers. Would I be, as a Steelers fan, would I be on board with the idea of AB coming back to Pittsburgh? I think yes, but I still think he has a lot more to prove and say, if that makes sense. I'm still wary. I'm still like, do I really trust this guy? But I don't know. I obviously, I would love AB's number one receiver. You can argue Michael Thomas might be better, or Tyreek Hill, but I think AB's number one receiver. So I would maybe welcome it, but yeah, I don't know. So that's all I want to say about Steelers. AB, Miami Heat. I just want to say with Iguodala and who else do we get? Jay Crowder. We're going to be a team to be reckoned with. I think that right now they got us at 4 seed playing against the Sixers. That's going to be a series to remember. If that happens, that'll be crazy with Jimmy Butler and Philly. That'll be crazy. Really big Miami Heat. Last sports thing I want to touch on is the Wilder versus Fury fight. I don't really follow boxing or any fighting sport of that matter, but when big fights do happen, I do like to watch them. And I think what I'm going to do, no promises here, but I think what I'm going to do a post-fight reaction with friends on my floor about how they felt about the fight. I did a little research before this, just, not anything big, but basically just a lot of people are saying it's going to be a 50-50 fight, and I love those. They just don't know who's going to win. I saw like many boxers like Pacquiao and all that were like, oh, I'm going to go Wilder, like he's a puncher, like he's a dog, like he's got it. And I also heard like people are going for Fury because he's like elusive and he's smart and all that stuff. So like Mike Tyson was going to go for Fury. So I don't know. A lot of different opinions out there. I don't know who's going to win. I'm excited for it. Again, don't want to promise that post-reaction episode, but I'm going to try to make it happen. I'm going to try to make it happen just to have more people on the show. I also saw like Fury would drink like 20 to 30 cans of like Diet Coke or something, and he gave that up for the fight. I don't know if I really believe that, but that's crazy. I don't know. That's crazy. I think I'm going to wrap this episode up. Final thoughts. 2020 is only just getting started, and I am just excited. I think the Democratic debate was last night. I didn't get to watch it. I want to watch it, though. You just got to stay educated. You really do. You got to know who the candidates are and what they stand for. You can't just go into November going, like I'm just, I'm just going to vote for whoever. Get yourself educated. Watch the Democratic debates. I don't care if you hate Bernie or hate Biden, or you just love Biden, or you love Bernie and you hate Trump. Like, I don't know. Or you love Trump. Like, just get yourself educated, people, because some people have really good ideas. Again, I'm sorry for these sounds that you're getting. I forgot to put my laptop on mute before I recorded, but that's what you just have with the dorm room podcast. Sometimes you just got random sounds. So yeah, 2020 only getting started. I know I just talked about the election, but like it's only February. Like you still got a lot of time to turn it around. Like summer 2020 is creeping up. Make sure you get that summer body right. Get that cardio in. You know, get that water in. Like work out. I'm telling you, it's gonna be worth it. Shamrock Shakes are back. Best thing to come out of McDonald's, hands down. But yeah, 2020, I got good feelings for the rest of the year. And then the last thing I want to touch on is music. I just want everyone who has made it as far down to this episode, I want everyone to just take a day or take a night, relax yourself, lay in your bed, throw on your earphones, AirPods, whatever, and listen to Circles by Mac Miller. That album is so beautiful. Just great. I think I'll probably touch on it later, but I just want everyone to go listen to that. I think that's all I wanted to say. I think we got like a good 20 so minutes, 25 minutes on this. It's pretty good. I kind of like the long episodes. I'm gonna try to get another guest on here pretty soon because I know it's just cool to have a different perspective on things than just my own thoughts. I'm gonna try to work on like getting Skype or like phone calls into it so I can like start talking to some of my friends who like live in different locations, like my friend James, who I mentioned before. In like a shout out. I know he really wants to be on it. But yeah, I think that's it. I just think Thursday, February 20th right now. It was a good day today. I hope you guys had a great day. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Leave a like, share it with your friends, share it with your dog. Just spread love, spread positivity, man. God's time, God's speed, God's plan. Thank you, everybody. Peace.